Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. I had to sleep on this last night because I was stumped. And I've come to the conclusion that there's only one way to fix this. I'll show you what I mean in close-up. Okay, the road surface sits nicely on the feet that I made for it yesterday. And the plies are staying together nicely. But if you look at it from up here, you can see this opens up quite wide on this side. I don't know if you can see my finger under there. But once I get that lined up, you'll see that this is open here. And what I was planning on doing was filling this big gap with epoxy. However, that will run down and will be more problems as it drips out of the space. So I think the only thing I can do is to just work on the contour. And that's going to be a slow process of getting this high point knocked down here so that the ends hit better. And I'll just keep working on the contour, checking it as I go along. And that's the way I'm going to be able to tackle this. This way, when I go to use the epoxy, there'll just be a nice thin bead that will mold to the side, and that'll be that. So that's what I'm going to work on today. All right, so I got it chucked up in this workmate, and I've got the high point marked. It's between here and here is the most high, and I've got this file from my old days. Back in the 1980s, I worked for an aircraft manufacturer. And since I worked on first pieces, things didn't always fit according to the engineer's plans. So what we had to do was hand fit, and then the engineers would adjust their plans based on the brackets and whatever we fit into the aircraft. These were prototype aircraft. And boy, did I learn a lot. But I don't have a power tool that I would use on this. And I'd be afraid of taking off too much material at once. I may give up on this and get a sander or something, but that's going to be very dusty. I'm just going to work on the high spot and keep fitting it. It's not taking off as much material as I'd like. There we go. Try to keep it square. Okay, that's got the high spot. Well, not quite. All right, I'll take it out and check it. It's a very windy day. There's a hurricane off the coast, Hurricane Erin, and it's quite a storm. It's not going to hit us, but it is quite a storm. Okay, the same area is still high. I'll just keep working on that. I know I have disc sanders somewhere to chuck up in a drill, but that's going to be really messy. All right, I'm just going to keep working on this, and we'll come back to you when I've got it fitted to my satisfaction. All right, it took a while, but I pared down this surface, and I'm satisfied with the fit that I got. So what I have to do now is put some epoxy on the back end and form it to this curve exactly. I'm going to be using the longer curing JB Weld, which the set time is 4 to 6 hours. I'm going to leave it on my back porch overnight, and hopefully the tape that I put here will allow me to just lift this away, and I will have maintained that curve. After that, before this could be put down, it's going to have to be waterproofed everywhere except for where these are going to be attached to the pot. And that's going to be with JB Weld as well. That's if I don't use it all up today. All right, but that'll be it for today's video, because this has to cure overnight. So let me mix some up, and I'll try to get that bead in place. And the tools I'll be using is an old utility knife and an artist palette, because I'm going to try and maintain flat on the top. It's going to be tough with squeeze out, but that'll be that. I'm going to lean it forward a little bit also, because water is going to have to run down. Oh yes. Next I'm going to have to locate the storm drains, which are going to be approximately here and here, just missing the feet. All right, let me mix this up, and we'll come on back when I'm sticking it down. I can't believe I had the wherewithal to turn the camera back on. Usually when I'm gluing things up like this, I kind of forget. And I'm just gonna butter it on, more on top than on the bottom. There will be squeeze out. And I say more on top because I want to fill a bigger gap on top, because I want to lean this forward a little bit. And I got to be neater than that. Not too concerned about aesthetics right now. I got plenty of work time with this, which I didn't have with the quick set. You can hear that wind. That's the effects of a hurricane that's like 300 miles out at sea. Nature is quite fierce. I hope you're seeing this whole thing. I'm not checking the camera. It faces the other way. After I get this gobbed on, I'll switch to a finer trowel. I had mixed up a batch, and then I looked at it and said, that's not going to be enough. So I doubled it. And it looks like it's enough. I still have some left in case I have to spoon some in, which I'm expecting I might. Okay. I didn't bring paper towels out with me. That was stupid. Stuff doesn't dry that quickly. It's a sloppy job, but somebody's got to do it. All right. Okay, I have some lines here that indicate the overall outside edge. I said I want to lean this down a little bit. All right, so the tricky part now is going to be holding this in place and troweling down. I'm trying to do this neatly. Oh my goodness. You can't imagine how nerve-wracking this is. Well, maybe you can. Let's see. And when this goes in permanently, after it's been waterproofed, I might be able to fill that gap a little bit better. I have a good feeling about this. Mainly because I don't want to give myself any bad news. And it's starting to harden up a little bit. But this will be the final positioning. It'll lean right up against that wall when I place the feet permanently. Okay. Get a little neater. All right, I'm going to refine this a little bit, and we'll come back to it on the next episode. I'll either be confessing that I did something really stupid and be cursing myself, or it will have turned out nice. Either way, you'll see it if you watch.